Okay, thank you so much for joining us in Sportsville, and of course, we wish you a very happy new month. Today is the first day of December, and of course, we know that Christmas is already knocking on the door. We have a very beautiful package for you today on Sportsville. We will be visiting Egypt, where our producer Tayo OGUNSEYE, one who is always behind the camera making an appearance, before the camera today. Tayo is going to take us through all the beautiful places of Egypt, talk about sights and sounds, and of course, as a producer, he knew what he was looking for. And indeed, so many Nigerians may have forgotten that Nigeria participated in that tournament, the under-23 Afcon in Egypt. We are going to tell you so many things, and of course you will see beautiful places today. As I told you earlier, the program is loaded to the brim, and of course from there we'll equally move over to Owerri, where all the brains behind sports administration, where they converge in Owerri, and indeed talked about so many things concerning Imo State becoming the home of sports, according to Sports Minister Sunday Dare. And of course, Fan Undubuke, the young man who is on the driver's seat, talked so much again. We'll be visiting Owerri. George Alo is still in Owerri. Of course, that's his base. He knows all the nooks and crannies. And indeed, come back to the controversy whether Raw should get a second chance of coaching Nigeria. Talk about his contract renewal and the Nigeria Football Federation. There has been a cat and mouse relationship lately, leading to so many people speculating on whether Raw will get it or Raw will not get it. We're just going to look at it, and indeed the normal way we do our things here, go through a lot of things. I have, of course, baby of the house, Oluchi Tobex Tobechuku, who is here. Tayo OGUNSEYE, you're going to see him. He has been their producer, a very young man who is always meticulous once it comes to, programs on this channel. Just stay tuned, because when we'll come back, I introduce them formally, and then we get set and, offload. It's a program that you don't want to miss. The very first day of December. Stay tuned.
Refresh your confidence with the liquid filling of a Center Fresh gum. Center Fresh. Trust the freshness.
Them girls just they feel me now, cause I get some money, then they feel me now. Back then they do me anyhow. I don't get some money, they wanna get it. Oh yeah, shake body. Oh yeah, move body. Make you ring alarm. Oh yeah, shake body.
Okay, you're welcome back from Egypt. Just so to say, that's been the very beautiful things that you have seen in Egypt, courtesy of Tayo OGUNSEYE, and indeed the young man enjoyed his stay, and he is here on the program today, a man that used to be behind the camera. Tayo, here you are. Welcome back from Egypt. And how do they greet in Egypt?
They say first they say thank you. Thank you means shukra. That's how they say it. So I want to say shukra for bringing me on the set, because I usually be at behind the camera, but I'm here. So it's a lovely day out here, no doubt. Egypt was a place everyone should visit, because that is where civilization started, as you rightly pointed out, and that's a cradle of civilization. And for CAF to have taken the other 23 Nations Cup there, it shows that there is a real connection when it comes to football development in Africa and looking at the world. Thank you.
Okay, Tayo will still have a lot to show, tell us. Baby of the house, Oluchi Tobek Sobechuku, getting prettier every day. You're welcome to this program.
Thank you so much, Tony. I want to say a wonderful new month, to our viewers at home. We had a wonderful ending of November, on Saturday, which was yesterday, our own Sportsville Alice, she got married. We also had Puja, he's popularly known as Puja, but he's Lukman Adebayo. He also got married. So we were able to shuttle both ceremonies. And I just pray that God will bless the union, of these two different couples. I also say welcome from Egypt, officially to Taiwo OGUNSEYE. Very soon I'll start calling him Baba Shukra.
Thank you so much, Oluchi. Oluchi has a way of, getting things on here. And indeed, Tayo, it's in Egypt, Nigeria. I don't know if there were references that were made in Egypt while you were there when Nigeria left, without getting to the final of the tournament.
Yes, definitely, Tony. For any tournament, when it comes to football, Nigeria has a handprint on every country when it comes to exporting talent to Africa as well as the rest of the world. And Egypt was no exception. And if you remember that Nigeria had Emmanuel Munike playing for Zamalek before he won the Nations Cup. Yeah. So also for one of their big clubs, Al Ali, they have a particular player, Junior Ajayi. He plays there. So for that fact, and the fact that Nigeria also stopped Egypt from getting into the Atlanta 96 Olympics, those are the memories they can't really throw away. So when they saw me as the only Nigerian journalist who was at the stadium, the semi-final into the final, they were kind of surprised that, Nigeria didn't make it into the semi-finals. They were disappointed, but they still had it in their heart of hearts that Nigeria will always be a brother when it comes to football in nations. So the fans were fantastic, no doubt, because I was able to move with them right from Sadat. That's one of the major points for the trains, the metro train station. So we moved just like just like a river. We all moved as one family, chanting, singing. Once they hear about once they ask me, where are you from Cote d'Ivoire, or if I say I'm a Nigerian, they're always ready to hug me. And even when I miss my way at some point, a few of them actually, they were always ready to help you. Especially once you mention you are a Nigerian or you identify yourself as a Nigerian, they're always ready to assist, and they always have smiles across their faces. So we always move together. When we got to the front of, the metro, I have to say this here, when we're going to the National Stadium or to Abuja National Stadium, we always take the regular vehicles to get us there. But in Egypt, in Cairo to be precise now, you have all mixed kind of transportation. Those that want to go by water, those that want to go by taxi, those that want to use the other paid ways of, or even the older carriage pulled horse-drawn carriages. You can use that to get to the stadium. But the most popular one, which takes virtually everybody, was the metro. It's a train underground that you have to take it. Once you go through it, you come out just in front of the stadium. So we all emptied into the stadium, I myself with the fans. It was a lovely atmosphere. But then security was very tight. You can't rule that out, because if you don't have a ticket to get into the stadium, there is a road, just like our national stadium. You can't cross that road. You'll be asked, if you cross it, you'll be asked to go back. So you can stay on the other side and support the national team. But if you have your ticket and everything, even with children, adults, women, when you check the video, you see men painting the faces of a 6-month-old baby to show how they support their team from the cradle. Yeah. So when we got to the stadium, it was an atmosphere filled with just like a carnival. That's the right word. Even when South Africa, they Egypt defeated South Africa 3-0 in the semi-final before South Africa and Ghana had to fight for that final slot to get into the Olympics in Tokyo. The Egyptian fans they did not discriminate that, oh, South Africa, we defeated them, so they are they are our rivals, or oh, Ghana, they kept supporting, even when they played the penalties. It was like every kick they cheer, so it's like a brotherly thing when it comes to Africa. And the final day, it was a very cold night because the temperature was like around getting between 14 to 16. So it was a very chilly night, but the noise and the atmosphere made everywhere so warm. And when Egypt eventually won it for the first time, Nigeria has won this Under-23 Nations Cup about 3 times. Yes. As defending champions, they couldn't win it this time, but Egypt won it, and it made everything make sense to them. So it was a beautiful atmosphere out there, no doubt, because they won it for the first time. They'll be representing Africa at the Nations Cup, at the Olympics football events. Unfortunately, Nigeria will not be there. And the other side of their lifestyle, getting their regular meal, which we are used to here, was so difficult, So what we did, their major food is cereal base, wheat base. You have all kinds of bread, living bread, the regular bread, and all confectionaries. So for someone like me, it was a little bit difficult, but you have to move with the flow. But as they themselves, they are quite open to assist. So if you miss your way, they are ready to help you out. And they have a very good entrepreneurial skills in bargaining. So if you want to get to anywhere, if you don't put on your bargaining skill, you may end up paying so much.
If I allow Tayo, he will go on and on and on and on. But exactly, that's just the excitement of somebody who, of course, knows, and of course, somebody who covered, who has history just on his fingers. Tayo, before I allow you to, before we just go through this, I want to talk specifically on their transportation. We talk about traffic here in Lagos,
yes.
Because there are too many people. Did you see the number, the masses, people, when they trudge on the streets, and how the traffic is?
Yes, there was traffic. Cairo is a major city, just like Lagos, just like Abuja. But it's a major city, and you remember that it's a destination, it's a tourist destination for tourists all over the world. So they get lots of individuals, groups from everywhere, all over the world coming there. So their mode of transportation, they have the BRT, we call it here in Lagos, they have the BRT, they have the regular taxis, then they have the other one you have to use your app to order. And you also have the horse-drawn carriages, if you want to use that. Then they have the metro. The metro is highly significant because it takes as many people as possible. And within a shortest period of time, you can get to anywhere you want to get to. My first time, I had to go through the metro. From metro, I had to use the bus. From the bus, I had to take a taxi. It cost me so much because their exchange rate, I have to mention it here, is it's for 1 naira, for 1 Egyptian pound, you pay 22 naira 47 kobo. That's the exchange rate for Nigeria. So I paid so much to get to the stadium. But when I was able to find my way around as a Lagosian, so I discovered that taking the metro, that's the underground train, was quite cheaper. And it moves faster. It saves you a whole lot of time. So you can decide to live anywhere you want to go and get there on time without having to struggle with the vehicles on the road. Okay,
thank you so much, Tayo OGUNSEYE. He's our producer, but of course he was the one that went to Egypt, saw, but Nigeria could not conquer. And he's here giving us a lowdown on what happened, the lifestyle of Egyptians, and it's only on this program that you get to see things that you will not see elsewhere. I remember that during that tournament, once Nigeria was beaten, so many other people came back, but then in our hairstyle, we must always stay at the end, stay till the end, and of course show you these beautiful scenarios, and of course the lifestyle of people. That's thank you so much, Tayo. What do I say? I say shukra to you, for this beautiful analysis. And then it wasn't only Tayo, we also had George Alo, who was in Owerri. Of course, Owerri was his destination point, at the weekend, when all the men that matters in sports, moved over to Owerri. And of course, the governor aptly tagged it, rebuilding Owerri through sports. Fanon Duboke is at the helm of affairs of the Imo State Sports Council. So many people were there. Talk about the Minister of Sports, who was so much impressed. And him, of course, is equally bidding for the National Sports Festival in 2022. So there were so many programs. People came to talk, seminars, a summit that happened there. It was beautiful. But what we're going to do, George Alo is still out there in Owerri. You will be talking to us on what transpired in Owerri. And when we come back, we will now take you through the main gist, talk about the sound relationship between the Nigeria Football Federation and the technical advisor, Janet Rowe. Stay tuned.